What's up, guys? Welcome back to another movie review. This episode, we're going to talk about Top Gun Maverick, directed by Joseph Kosinski. And I guess we're talking about the first one too, because part one, part two. I don't know. I guess
It's a follow-up for sure.
What is it? 36 years later?
Almost 40 years.
Something
That's
like that.
insane, dude. And
he looks the same.
Tom Cruise, man, I
Ish,
don't know
kind
how
of.
he's doing some blood sacrifices or something.
That placenta, man.
But before we get into this, I know you guys aren't Tom Cruise fanatics. The man's changed my life in many ways. Okay,
What did he do to you?
I'm on the edge of converting to Scientology just because of this man. So
That's how he's getting you. I see.
yeah. It's the book. I got to climb the ladder. Anyway, what's your favorite Tom Cruise movie?
Rain Man is really good. Like probably one of his best movies, I'd say, that I've seen. But I can watch Edge of Tomorrow any day as far as like a great fun movie. So I don't know. Definitely not the original Top Gun. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. It's interesting you brought up those two movies because I think Tom Cruise tried the whole acting part, where he can be a solid actor. He could do it.
Yeah.
But in all reality, the dude's a fucking action star. He's an
adrenaline junkie. And he just wants to put that on screen.
He's a movie star. Bottom line, and he fucking kills it when he does that.
Yeah.
So
no, I think I was like shocked at how full this movie theater was, and I'm pretty sure it's like exploding like right now.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know, it does show that Tom Cruise still can pull that audience. I was like kind of surprised. But it's like what you said. It's something about how he can harness his like actiony persona to like bring you in, and I don't know what it is. He's like 60 to 70 years old now, but he's still got it.
That line of in Maverick, it's like I only got the one face, the one look, or whatever it is. And it's like, I mean, and he's making it work. It still works.
Yeah.
One of my favorite movie experiences was seeing Fallout for the first time. I saw it like 4 times in theaters, but
I saw the trailer for that new one, and I might watch all of them before this new one comes out.
I just recently rewatched them with my wife because she hadn't seen them all, and I like watching them. So we just recently rewatched them, and now I want to watch them again because I watched that trailer multiple times. So
it looks good.
I
think that they were also like confident in making Top Gun Maverick after like Mission Impossible Fallout came out, because it like that movie did really good, and it was also like highlighting just action, mostly really cinematic action. And so I think they just kind of like took a playbook out of that for Top Gun Maverick now to be like, let's do that with like my crazy action shit. We'll bring back Top Gun like everybody wants, but do it right this time. Because to me, this one felt like so much more mature than the 80s one, obviously. But like they took the time and thought this one out. Whereas like the 80s one, it's like a coke-fueled script writing session the night before.
Definitely.
And they're like, there's like, yeah, that's a good movie. And it's totally 80s and it's totally dumb, in my opinion.
But it's fun.
It's fun. But I came out of that movie being like, why? One, because Goose deserved better. And not even the fact that it's like he shouldn't have died or whatever, but it's like it was a fucking like training exercise. They're like, the whole movie is pointless because they're just fucking around with each other, getting imaginary points. Like they literally have like a midpoint check-in with the audience being like, Iceman 2 points ahead of Maverick, but he's really close behind, don't you know it? Like, and it's like, what is the point system? You haven't even explained anything. That's where it's like totally makes no sense. With this one, they gave you like logical objectives and training for a mission that they like prepped you for pretty early in the script, and it's like what they're going for. Where it's not like when I watched the first Top Gun, I was like, is Top Gun just a made up fucking thing that, like I said, was made up the night before to be like fighter pilot action shit? because I don't think it's real, like this training thing, but maybe it is.
Sarah asked me that because we watched the original. She's seen it a bunch of times because it's her dad's favorite movie. But when we were seeing this and it did the Top Gun, the what it is at the beginning.
Yeah.
And she was
1969.
Like, yeah. She was like, "Is that a real thing?" I was like, "I don't know. You just read it. It could be.
It looks like it's real, right?
Yeah, it sounds real.
Yeah,
I'll buy it."
Yeah, but that to me just made like no sense. Goose just gets like fucked because Maverick's an idiot. Like, and what do you defend Maverick in that movie? I get it. He's the best pilot, but I don't know. To me, I've come out of watching Top Gun 80s version and this one in like the weekend, and I just think that like Goose is the reason why people like that franchise. Like, he's the heart of the whole franchise, and Maverick's like the showy. He's got the face, but I think because I wasn't even like tuned into the culture, but I knew about Goose and I knew about his death and I knew about all that shit, and like just like seeing how much impact he has in the original movie, and obviously they took all that into this movie. It's like he was like the reason why I think a lot of the people in the 80s liked the movie, just because of like that shocking death, and also he was like the most human character, most fun, the sidekick buddy guy, and I don't know, I like wondered like how much was Tom and how much was just Goose, because I don't know.
And I think that's what they did corrected pretty well with the second one, was that they put more emotion, gave Tom Cruise more of a, being a real person rather than the fastest man alive and things like that,
It's
so
like in the old one, it's like it's like almost male fantasy, where he's like, he's so fucking good, and the teacher can't tell him how good he is because the rest of the class will get jealous, and we're gonna go bang after class and fucking. And in this one, it's like the love scene is basically just like one shot, and then it's like them talking as adults after in bed. And I'm like, they're a little bit more mature this time around, like, and it's
not multiple shower scenes, things like that.
And it's wrapped into like the characters, which is nice because they're more mature now, so they should be more mature, and that felt right to me.
It just felt like there was a lot of passion put into the second one, Maverick, and it really showed, and it paid off too, in my opinion. I mean, the dedication into making Tom Cruise was like, if we're gonna do this, it's got to be practical, So like, and I was reading how the actors had to set the cameras up in the cockpits, do their makeup, reapply their makeup, and go off for like 2 hours, get shots, come back, see what they look like. I mean, that's insane. They all went through the G-force training.
That's. I mean, I appreciate. I think a lot of times stuff now is because he's getting stuff on camera that's never been done before, and like this movie, I think like you said, it's like I would say almost entirely all practical shots in the cockpits and stuff like that, and. Compared to the 80s movie where it's just like, where is he? Where the fuck? And they're like, you have no bearing on where they are, what they're doing even. This one, you can like feel the tangible nature of it all, and that's.
And you can, they're in the cockpit because when they take the turns, they're grunting and stuff. So it's like that's
feeling
that's
it
real,
all. Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Gets you into the character, into the action, like
definitely,
for sure.
Yeah. It was pretty sweet. I think that opening sequence was the little Christopher McQuarrie coming through there.
When they're just taking off,
when he goes to 10.3 Mach, 10.3 or whatever, then he blows up and he comes in and he's like, "Where am I? Earth?"
Yeah, that was good.
It was perfect. I think that was Christopher McQuarrie's little put in there because he has a writing credit or whatever.
I saw that. Yeah. I was at that moment. Solidified that this was going to be like a successful blockbuster to me, because I could feel the audience and myself being like, he better fucking get to 10, like and like I was worried that he wasn't going to get there, and I think that just that payoff in the first 10 minutes added enough for that audience to like be like, holy shit, we're in. And all you have to do is show them how to get to 10. It's like these simple tricks you can do to just get the audience like leaning in and like into it. It definitely worked for me too. But I thought it was hilarious though too. Right before that, they opened with like the original logo and like the music and stuff, which I thought was good. Like these two things felt like cohesively.
A little bit of Danger Zone in there.
Yeah, and then they had just like the pilots shooting off the fucking, they're landing, and there's like literally a shot with like a dude being like, and I was like laughing because
two dudes like high five and
go. Like it's, I don't know, it's just like they balance the cheesiness with it, I think, enough to do justice to the old one too. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's threaded pretty well.
And it wouldn't be a Tom Cruise movie without him running. I was waiting for him. I was like, how's he gonna run if he's in a plane all the time? Gets to the ground and fucking sprints. I'm like, okay, there it is.
I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, Tom Cruise running.
Woods, running on the beach. Yeah.
Dude, that game was so dumb though. The double football match.
Whatever. Yeah.
That needed it.
Yeah, that to me.
They needed the greasy men out there flexing. Throwing the old pigskin,
bronze bods,
I think that's the only thing I've seen. That part with
Miles Teller shredded,
iconic. Yeah. You got. I mean, you have to have that scene, but that to me is like reminiscent of like the '80s Coke binge night where they're like, let's do fucking two footballs. They're going together. Dogfight. That's good shit.
That's why like things like this movie, the paying homage to like the original kind of paid off and kind of worked a lot better in this. I don't know what it was, but this whole nostalgia bait phase that Hollywood's going through with literally every movie now is like, oh god. And this one just felt like, they had it in there, but it was balanced. I don't know. It was all justified and it all paid off, and it might be speaking biasly, but I just think it paid off.
I think this one worked too because the old one was so like they weren't prepared for it being as cheesy and bad as it was, and people loved it. But like since it was not good, this one like was able to shine strangely. Because like in the first one, Tom Cruise learned something, but I mean really he just dogfighted his way out the end and won. And like so like he didn't really go through anything in that one, and like this one allowed him to have the actual arc. Like so I don't know, it's just like it's funny that like since this one in the 80s didn't do everything successfully enough, like they killed off Goose in a way that was like totally unjustified in my opinion, but then but because they flawed their story, it opened all the story opportunities for this one. Is
fill in hole and then even expand it more.
So it felt justified
too. This has been in the works for like what 20 years or something like that. But the whole thing was, he wanted to shoot a practical, he wanted to actually be flying in it, and it just, I don't know, it feels like it all paid off in the end too, because everything, it didn't feel like it started 20 years ago where they started this whole process. I don't know, it felt good.
They just made a lot of smart decisions, I would say, throughout the whole process.
Definitely.
Even
sorry, I was just gonna say you're absolutely right about like the heart, like Goose being the heart of the old one, and like it's clear because it's all about Rooster and Maverick and like the relationship and like the
for sure.
He's gonna hate me if I choose him to go. He's gonna hate me if I don't. Like that kind of thing. Like
I will say
a lot of like poignant moments with Val. Like like
what's that?
It was just like a Val Kilmer.
Yeah, it was good to see him back.
A very just like nice scene between old cast members, and
it's good knowing his condition too. It's nice that they made it work for him to be in it still.
Right.
And I will say I think Miles Teller was the smartest casting decision you could have made for the role of like Goose's son.
Exactly like Goose.
It was.
He looks so much like him.
You did a great job. He has like the goofiness and stuff too, but he can hold that like seriousness or like the steadiness that Goose had, or the chip on his shoulder that he has in this one because of what happened. I just think that they like I said, they made smart decisions throughout. And Miles Teller, I don't know, take him or leave him as an actor and other stuff, but I think that this was like perfectly chosen for him.
Definitely. And I know the guy who played Hangman, he wanted Rooster. He wanted that role. And Tom Cruise was like, no, this is
a little too much. Yeah. He did good though. I liked him too though.
He felt like the new Iceman, like the like
for sure.
What about like he's that guy.
Yeah.
Hangman, Iceman,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real subtle.
All the new recruits are pretty good. Honestly, they fit the roles, and like I think they were messing with the audience with like who would die, who would not die, if someone would die. But like when I just met him in this movie, but when Coyote was like going down or whatever, and like because he passed out, and like Tom's trying to wake him up or whatever. I don't know. I could feel me, and I could feel like Emily next to me, and like I love seeing movies with an audience because I can like get so much more information on like what's working with them and like what is like good and how to get it effectively, because you can feel it in the audience, like the moments that are working and leaning in, and like the tension that you're like you don't want them to crash. But I felt it in that moment. I didn't want him to die, and that means that you did it right, I would say.
Yeah, it was along with the audience comment. It was fun too. When I think it was the part where Maverick saves Rooster. Everyone was cheering, and then he gets shot down, and everyone's like went dead silent. And then when Rooster comes in, saves him, and everyone cheers again.
Yeah,
it was just, I don't know. It was fun to feel that emotion, in a theater. The last time I felt that it was pretty recent. It was Spider-Man, but it was a different kind of emotion. This was more like
it's that's why I said this is like a great blockbuster, because like it gave you all that audience participation stuff in a story that I would never have cared about 4 days ago.
Right.
And I was getting emotional. I could hear the sniffling at moments and stuff, and and like I said, I had never watched it before that or cared even. And something about it, man, it just gets you. Like when he's hugging goodbye to like the girl he's with, and all those moments with like him and Rooster, just I don't know. The nostalgia was there too. Like that was in the tears.
Yeah, that's what's weird is like I had watched the old one, right, and I was like, yeah, it's fine, it's okay, it is what it is. And then I watched this one, I was like, damn, like this one is so good that it like heightened that one for me. I was like, now it's like these two things are like separate but equal, and it was like really cool.
Yeah, that's a very rare thing, I would say, for a sequel, and especially one that's 40 years later to be able to do that. So
true,
definitely.
Yeah, dude, crazy. Like I don't know. I've noticed there was like a crazy generational thing, like in my audience, like old to like kid. Like
yeah, there was a lot of old people in my theater, and I was like happy to see it, because I know a lot of them aren't coming out anymore, and this is the one that like hits everybody. Like everybody knows Top Gun, or most people have seen it, and it holds that little special nugget or whatever. I thought Jennifer Connelly was also a really good pick to have in the movie. And she's not in the original, but I think they knew that she held that 80s stardom prestige also, because like her presence just added some of that feeling, some of the nostalgia-esque stuff, without it even having to be connected to the previous movie, which I thought was like smart on the filmmaker's choice.
Yeah.
Since I saw the first one, but didn't they mention Penny being like one of his old? I could be wrong.
Did they?
I thought they mentioned Penny in the first one as like one of his old flames that she wasn't there at the time.
That might work. Yeah, they might have done that, but I know she's not. That's why.
Yeah. Yeah, no, she's not in it. That's why I was just curious. Jennifer Connelly was like 16 at the time, I think.
Yeah.
So that would have been a little weird, but.
Yeah, but I thought she was really good in it, and like leveled with Tom. Like they both were of that time and of that caliber, so I think it's like they knew what they were gonna get with her.
Yeah. They definitely had more chemistry than Tom and the other girl. I don't know her name off the top of my head, but the chemistry in that first one, I didn't get it.
No,
didn't feel it. But this one, the chemistry was there.
It's because the situation didn't make sense. It's the fucking teacher and student shit. Yeah, but this one is like he's old and just like the old flame at the bar type story, which worked more.
Definitely. And then what was another homage that was good? That was when Rooster was playing on the piano. Like,
Great Balls of Fire.
Yeah, Great Balls of Fire. Yeah.
This works for me.
They had some good throwbacks. Like Just Talk to Me, Goose. That's an easy one to just throw in there and make you feel something. And then he did a flyby at the end, right? Of Maverick. And I laughed at that because I know in the first one he like was all about wanting to do it, and they were not letting him. And then this one he just does it, and they don't even really like talk about it, but
Yeah,
I don't know.
interesting.
That was fun. I think that's what they were going for at that moment. Like he's going in for a landing and then he flies by super close and they're like,
Yeah.
fucking Maverick. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Classic Jackass. Yeah.
I guess my last comment that I want to bring up, and I'm not sure if I know fully the answer, but I've noticed that a lot of like filmmakers are like getting grain out of their images. I want to say by like bumping ISOs and stuff like that. I don't know if you notice on this one. I mean, you're looking at an IMAX screen and there's fuzz on faces, and I think that it has to be a conscious choice. But I think I'm really coming around to that style with most movies, just because it gives you like that filmic feel still of like imperfectionist stuff of what you're capturing, and the image doesn't need to. I don't need to like ultra crisp definition shit. I want style still a little bit. And for this one, it really fit, I think, because you want to like keep some of the film visual language through like 40 years of translation. So you don't want it to be like 80s film quality, then fucking Mission Impossible, fucking like ultra high def crazy shit.
Yeah.
So I think they found that balance in this. I don't know. I just wanted to point it out. To an extreme with like Good Time and Uncut Gems, they really push the ISO,
For sure.
and I think that you can strike a balance somewhere in there to like have a cool image. But
I was gonna say that's what one of the first things one of my friends texted in a giant group chat. He's like, "Have anybody seen Uncut Gems? Looks like they shot it on a fucking iPod Classic or whatever. It looked like shit." And I was like, "Whoa, man! I thought that looked pretty good. What are you talking about?" I enjoy the grain is what I'm getting at there, but I definitely enjoy. I don't know. It feels a little more raw. As what does he say in The Gentleman? Keep the grain in the image, I say, or something like that. When I can't think of his name off the top of my head. Fletcher, when he's talking to Charlie Hunnam, and he's saying, keep not that digital shit, film, keep the grain in the image. That's what I always say. So,
nice.
I like that, but I like the grain. It makes it feel. It doesn't give it that soap opera feel,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just feels more grounded, more like you're more like fly on the wall. Like I don't know. It's just more visceral or something. Yeah.
Gives you that nice authentic movie feel. I like it.
Yeah, I think it's something like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know, super surprised at how much I enjoyed Maverick, and then like Top Gun, like Noah said, like it made me appreciate that one even more.
Yeah.
I don't know. I did not expect to. I did not even want to see this movie at the beginning of the year. Did not expect to even like care at all.
Yeah.
And
it was like on my radar, but I was like, I gotta watch I have to watch the old one still and all that. So But definitely like pleasantly surprised and like a movie you could write home about. I'm sure people are going crazy about it right now.
Yeah, I think most people would like this movie.
Yeah.
I mean, just for the experience. I mean, it's not like it's like breaking any ground with the story or anything, but it was a great experience. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
I loved it. So, personally.
Hearing you guys talk about it makes me kind of want to watch it.
Yeah?
No.
We convinced you?
That's the goal, man. That's what
I
we're
guess.
Nice.
One of the best reviews I read on it was BRB converting to Scientology, and I was like, I'm right there with you, buddy. I'm right there with you.
I think Tom just needs to like start his own type, the cruise cult, start gathering his own.
Yeah, he just like teaches like flight classes and skydiving and shit, and just
Classes,
extreme sports. Yeah.
How to let out all your anxieties and anger that way.
Yeah.
What did you guys give it?
I gave it 4.
I give it 4.
Yeah. 4? Right.
I
4.5.
I could maybe go up, but I was like, can there really be that big of a gap between? Because I gave Top Gun like 3, and I was like, can there really be that big of a gap between two of like the same kind of movie? But there could, maybe.
I can see it. I feel like 4 is like the minimum this movie deserves, kind of. So like if you're
definitely,
this is one of the best blockbusters I would say to come out in recent years.
Great movie experience. Yeah, it was
for sure. See it in IMAX.
4.5. I almost landed on 5, to be honest, but I was like, okay, it's not a perfect movie. It was just fantastic ride. So.
It's like close though. Yeah, I get that.
It's close
for sure.
But
All right, well, Patricia, have fun watching it.
Yeah.
Thanks, I will.
We'll hear.
I'm buying the tickets right now.
Yeah, we'll hear your thoughts next time.
Yeah.
You won't regret it. You won't regret it. You might be in Scientology by the next time we speak to you.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Do I have to watch the first one
shoulder.
though?
Emily had never seen the first one, and she really enjoyed this one.
Okay.
I don't think they're really not that. I mean, they're connected, but I think it can pay off.
They give you everything you need, also
Right.
like informationally and emotionally, to get it.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. Stick around, guys. We'll see the next one and let you know how it is.
Stay cool.
Stay cool.